We said that today's aim is to discuss how airlines are shaping their strategies with the introduction of Istanbul New Airport. And this discussion wouldn't be possible without a representative from Istanbul Grand Airport. Therefore, we welcome İrfan Gündüz, Senior Advisor to Chief Executive Officer of Istanbul Grand Airport.
Let me introduce myself. I am İrfan Gündüz. I am aeronautical engineer and graduate from Istanbul University after 1 year from Mr. KOTIL. This is my 30th year in Turkish civil aviation, and I am very happy that I had a chance to work all subsectors of aviation, including airline, technical organization, finance of aircrafts, ground handling industry, airport construction, airport operation. Therefore, it is good for me to be here to answer all of our questions. Let's have some information about our project, and especially we would like to give final status. As you know, we are targeting to open beginning of 2018. In Turkey, nobody believes in abroad how we do this construction very fast. Because the model of projects, we call it BOT. It is Build, Operate, Transfer model, which was started in 1997 with Antalya Airport project, and done during last 15-17 years on several airport projects in Turkey, is very successful. DHMI, State Airport Authority, is organizing this model and applying this model in Turkish airport industry to fulfill the needs of passenger airlines. Therefore, all projects, there are a given construction period, but if you complete earlier than this period and if you start to operate, you gain that additional time for your operation. After Mr. Temel KOTIL presentation, everybody knows that the needs of Turkey very well, the needs of Istanbul very well. Therefore, we are doing our best to comply on time with needs of all of our partners, including airlines, ground handling companies, and passengers. Let's start. If you look at project timeline, as you know, the tender date was May 2013. Our consortium won the tender. There are 5 construction groups in our consortium: Kolin, Kalyon, Cengiz, MAPA, Limak. They are biggest of the Turkish construction industry, and they did several airport projects in the past, and also some of the partners did the operation of airports, like Sabiha Gökçen. The concession agreement was signed in November 2013, but the start of our contractual obligation is May 2015, which is site handover. Until that period, there were a lot of preparation about the site analysis, about the replacement of some infrastructure, the placement of some infrastructures. Therefore, the handover was done in May 2015. Even the state road, D20, maybe some of the knows, it is going from GENÇTÜRK, is passing through our construction site. But we had to start, therefore we did the handover in May 2015. As I mentioned, our contractual obligation, which is 42 months, for the first part of first phase, opening of the first part of first phase, we have 42 months. It becomes October 2018, but our target is to complete all construction activities and start to be beginning of 2018. The most important part of this BOT project is the finance. And we did this financial closure in October 2015 with 6 banks there are Turkish banks, but 3 of them has also foreign shareholders. And the first part of the project is 5.3 billion euro. 75% of this project cost financed by bank groups. The operation period will be 25 years after opening of first phase, and if everything goes on track, then the handover date will be 2043. Let's look at the master plan. This is north of Istanbul, near the Black Sea. Most of you know the place very well, I think. And before this site was selected, there were huge studies done by State Airport Authority to find a proper place. But when you look to Istanbul map, this is the only area where you can have this size of airports. I will explain what is the meaning of this size. This is about 13 kilometer length and 7.6 kilometer depth, and it is 7,600 hectares. Yes, Atlanta, last year, 2015, they did more than 1 million. This is #1 airport all around the world. And their area is 1,900 hectares. If you look at Atatürk, existing Atatürk airport, it is about 1,200 hectares. London Heathrow, they do 2 independent parallel runway operation. They did 75 million passengers last year, and they have only 1,300 hectares. And they have problems. They are not able to put 5%, 10% capacity more due to their runway shortage. And if you follow from the news, to have a new runways, it costs maybe 3-4 times than our construction cost because of land's problem around airports. Even Beijing, if you look at the Beijing number, they did 90 million, which we target for first phase of the operation. They have 2,300 hectares in their site. Therefore, the size of area which is arranged for airport development is very important. The biggest size is Dubai, New Dubai World Airport, then Malaysia, and our size is the 3rd one in the world. Let's look to phasing plan. There will be 2 parallel independent runway at the opening day of our first phase, and 90 million capacity passenger terminal. There will be maintenance facilities, cargo facilities, ground handling catering facilities, and all other supporting facilities when we open the terminal. During this phase, we will have 90 million passengers, and we expect 80 million passengers at the opening. Therefore, the 3rd runway will be complete in 16 months after opening of first phase A. The 2nd phase will start with 2020 with an east-west runway. At the same time, the 2nd terminal and 4th runway construction will also start, because there is a given target trigger in the documents, in the agreements. When we reach 80 million, we have to start the 2nd terminal construction, which means that in coming 7-8 years period, our construction activities will continue on this site. And the final phase, which will be a 6th runway and satellite terminal, airport capacity will be 150 million. But based on our studies, we are sure that we will be able to handle more than 150, even 200 million passengers. You can be very flexible. Construction period, let's give some brief information and comparison. The main terminal area is 1,300,000 square meters. This is the biggest one roof building as terminal. And if you look to 5 Empire State Building, reinforcement, 24 Eiffel Tower steel will be used. The roof you can compare with the world buildings. This is very important because the main part of the work is related with earthworks. The site is ex-mining zone. There is a huge difference on the elevations. Therefore, some part we are doing cutting, some part we are doing filling. And in a day, we do 1.4 million cubic meter earthworks. The concrete, 1 million cubic meter. Total construction area, including the partners building, Turkish Airlines hangars, ground handling facilities, all other facilities, we will have 3.5 million square meter. And first phase, these are only the first phase. If you look to cabling, 6,000 kilometers between London and Istanbul, 2 times we will go and back. The fiber optic, we will build like as Istanbul, Berlin, copper, Delhi. The numbers, all numbers are huge. And when we look the size of terminal, to have an idea, we put here from one side of the Bosphorus to other side, we are able to reach. This is showing the Atatürk Airport and our terminal. How we do this? The other important factor to have a fast-track project, to have these capacities. There are 2,200 tracks, and each day it is increasing. 252 excavators, and if you look to totals, it's about 3,000 heavy equipment. This is a short film. This is a lunch break. It makes tens of kilometers when you put back to back. The logistics of these tracks, the management on site is very, very important. It goes and goes. Okay. 60-tower crane. At terminal and car park construction, there are 60-tower crane. Even how we remove them from site, it has planned very detailed. This is another film showing the existing construction. This is one of the pier. We have 5 pier in this terminal. You can consider 5 different terminals, but it's under one roof. Therefore, the transfer passengers operation will be so easy. There is no any satellite terminal. If you look to Atlanta, there are 6 satellites separated from each other. In our case, it will be, all of them will be under one roof. This is center pier. This is west pier. In some part you see here maybe, even we start to cover the roof. And we are preparing a mock-up. About 1,000 square meters will be completely finished, including floor cover, roof, windows, seats, in 2 weeks' time. This is main processor area. Baggage handling systems are here. Baggage handling system installation will start in June. This is the most critical system of the airport. Baggage system, IT system, and also security systems. This is car park. As I mentioned, the road construction is passing through our site, therefore it is affecting our construction periods. What about staff? This is the most important part of airport construction. Again, to have a fast track, you have to need a capable, trained, experienced team. Thanks DHMI, as we mentioned, during last 15, 16 years of time period, we had more than 12 airport, terminal, and airport construction around Turkey. And our construction companies did several airport construction abroad. Therefore, we have enough human resource, qualified human resource, to do this job on time. It is about 14,000, including our partners also, and 15 different nationalities. This is car park, designed by our one of Turkish designer. Terminal design belongs to British company, and then GMW was ex-GMW, we can say. They changed the name, Scott Browning, the new name of the designer. The company who did the Atatürk Airport and Antalya Airport design is the same for our terminal building. And there is 5 different blocks. The capacity is 18,000, but arranging the parking place, we are able to reach 25,000 capacity. This is the air traffic control tower, which is a very special design. We had a race, and then we select ICOM Pininfarina design. It is a form of tulip. And during the design phase, we work with our partners. We contact with airlines, Turkish Airlines. We start day one to work together. We got their fleet plan, we got their operation plan. We established planning day flight schedule. Based on this planning day flight schedule, we look to peak hour figures, because all airport designed based on the peak hour figures. Peaks can be different. When you look to Antalya, it is different. When you look to Istanbul, it is different. Therefore, peak hour estimation is very important. Then with this estimation, we use spatial programs. We use CAST modeling. Maybe in your university you have some models, which is very useful tools for design. When you give the parameters and your assumptions, it directly gives the number of processors. What are the processors? Check-in desks, passport desks, security lines, all kind of processors defined by these simulation models. This is the first time in Turkey airport design completed with full simulation. This is airside simulation. It is a huge number of equipment. Our friends from ground handling companies are here. They know better than us. And there are about 4,000, 5,000 of equipment turning a short area, a small area. And from day one, we had to plan the logistics of airport. And also airside. After landing, there will be 90 landings, takeoffs during peak hours. You have to build your simulation not to have any bottlenecks at the airport. And we will have new technologies. For example, after landing, there will be a green light philosophy. The center line will turn to green for the aircraft which is going to parking. There will not be any follow me. We will guide them. And in the shortest time, in the worst weather condition, we will be able to park them within time limits. Another model which is very important, building information modeling. This is the biggest project we used with this model. We believe this, we know this. What you do with this model, all disciplines, including architectural, mechanical, electrical, IT, you put your drawings in this model, and then you check if there is any clash, if there is any problem. Before going to construction site, you solve the problems with this computer model. Every week we have coordination meetings. Each discipline comes together and solve the issues, and then construction starts. This is another good tools to have a fast-track projects. Connectivity is the biggest issue for new airports, especially this kind of greenfield airports. But the works are going with parallel to our construction. As you know, sorry, let's go to first. Yes. As you know, these are the current roads, and the Istanbul Third Bridge is going to be open in summertime, and there is a connection road coming to our airport. There are new airport construction which is going on and will be ready during our openings. Government announced a new project, which is a very huge and important project for our airports also. There will be a tunnel from Hastal to Ümraniye, 3-level tunnel, metro and 4 cars. Therefore, from Ümraniye to Hastal, which is a main connection, it will take 12 minutes, which we spent more than 1.5 hours for the time being. This is metro and railway system connection. As you know, there is a possibility on Third Bridge to have a high-speed rail. It will connect to our airport. It will be connected to our airport. From Gayrettepe to our airport, there will be a metro station with metro line with 4 stations. From Gayrettepe to our airport, passenger will be able to reach in 25 minutes. This is under tender, and it will be ready during our opening. We have a short film about passenger terminal. There are 7 entrances to the terminal. We will arrange by airline. 75% of traffic we expect from Turkish Airlines, and accordingly we will arrange the entrance. Check-in islands will be arranged according to airline needs. There will be 13 check-in islands. Each of them will have 40 check-in desks. But as you know, all around the world, check-in systems are changing. Everybody are trying to use their internets or mobiles for check-in. This is the departure hall. These are the check-in islands. There will be green light and water inside of the terminal. This is an openings at the roof. Therefore, we will have daylights to the terminal building. And also this hall is going to the baggage arrival hall. Maybe it is the first time in Turkey, but I am not sure about the world. At baggage hall, this is the darkest point of the terminal buildings. There will be daylight. This is the main security and passport area. This is the hotel CIP office building. It is about 1,000 square meters. Only this building is about 1,000 square meters. Our target is to complete main construction until end of this year and to start to put interior works. This is the transfer point from duty-free area to piers. We have huge openings. This is Hammerhead, which is end of piers. We have a huge space for passenger comfort. Like as airlines, passenger experience is very important for airport business because passenger has to feel comfortable when they are using our facilities. Therefore, we are trying to solve all expected problems in our terminal. This is the transfer area. As Mr. KOTIL mentioned, there is a huge increase on transfer numbers. Therefore, we did change. In original design, transfer passenger was not like today expectation. Therefore, we did the change. We were lucky. This is the meters greatest zone. We arranged huge depth to have enough space for passenger leaving arrival zone. Okay, maybe we can go a little bit fast. There are some new renders, entrance, check-in areas, some interior design view, duty-free zone. This is the pier. Both sides there will be boarding gates. This is the first time in Turkey we did the change on arrival. As you remember from all other airports, when you arrive, you go down. In our case, you will go up. And you will have an open area, open view. In our arrival halls, it is always dark and long corridors, but in our airport, we will have a daylight and open area for arrival passenger. Each place we are putting travelator, escalator. Okay, this is the entrance of the arrival hall. If you remember Atatürk, when you get out to the terminal, there is a huge crowded zone, buses, taxis, everything's are there. In our case, there will be a pleasant zone for passengers and meeters and greeters. And then people will be able to walk to car park, metro, and bus stations. Thank you for listening. Yes, we are ready to have questions.
Yes, please.
I have just two questions. The one is, do we know the future of the Atatürk Airport after the opening of the IGA? And the second question is, there were some actually notes that I read that ground services will also be handled by the IGA group.
Let's answer very shortly. The Atatürk Airport mentioned in the tender documents, after opening, Atatürk Airport will be closed for commercial passenger traffic, which means that it can be open for general aviation, it can be open for maintenance purpose, because there are several hangars there. But for commercial passenger activities, it is written in our tender documents, it will be closed. The second question, ground handling service is a different issue. It is handled by Civil Aviation Authority. Therefore, there is no any grant right. If you apply to authority, if you get the license, you can have service all around Turkey. There is no restriction. But we don't plan for the time being to be a service provider, but it can be changed. If you get the license from Civil Aviation Authority, no problem.
My name is Taner Çınarlı, Captain 777 from Turkish Airlines, about 20 years for Turkish Airlines. My question is about capacity. As you know, 61.3 million passengers passed at the end of 2015 in Istanbul Atatürk. If you foresee 10% increase growing or traffic, it will be reach about 81 or 82 million at the end of 2018. And with phase 1A, you will start with 2 independent parallel runways. Yeah. As you know, at the end of 2014 in London Heathrow, with 2 independent parallel runways, they reached approximately 74 million. So with the developed ATC facilities, so
I can answer the question because I know you are talking about airside capacity.
Yeah, also after this problem, airside problem, with 2 independent runways, also at the end of 2000, you will have a problem, I think, until opening the 3rd runway. Yeah. Also, landside capacity at 2019, 90 million passengers is assumed. So your Terminal 1 capacity 90 million passengers. So until opening the Terminal 2, you will have another problem, landside problem, I think.
No. We have all kind of, we arrange everything for handle more passenger for the first terminal. Regarding airside capacity, in our tender, we are responsible everything except air traffic control. Air traffic control will be handled by State Airport Authority, DHMI. Therefore, we have close relation with them to have enough sufficient capacity at the openings. These studies are going together. There are workshops, there are some consultants. We are working with Turkish Airlines about this issue. And in our case, there will be also emergency runway next to each runways, which we can use dependent operation, like Atatürk. Which means that there will be 3 runways. We plan to open as 3 runway configuration. 2 of them will be independent, 2 of them will be dependent operation. And according to our analysis, we are able to reach 96 flights per hour. But these studies are going on, and we will not wait until 16 months after opening. The 3rd runway will be ready, most probably 1 year after opening. We will handle these capacity issues with fast 3rd runway construction. The air terminal site, as I mentioned, terminal building is 1.3 million. We have only 13 check-in islands, but we have 2 space for future expansion. If there is any capacity problem, we can add more. For passport desks, for security desks, we always put space for future expansion.
We have one more question. One last question.
Hello everyone, thank you for your great presentation. As a cargo person, I couldn't see anything about cargo. Of course, everything was about passenger operation.
No, it
but
is not.
cargo is also a growing industry,
Sure,
and
sure.
also with the new project, there will be a really serious changes in that industry. Could you please give some details about cargo operation in this project?
Yeah.
And also, I think there will be some new facilities
Sure,
to growing
sure.
multimodal transportation
Sure.
with this project. Thank you.
According to regulation, to have a cargo facilities next to the air site, you have to be airline or ground handling companies. You have to be authorized. Therefore, we will have enough space next to the air site, about 300,000 square meters for first phase. Turkish Airlines would like to have about 150,000 of this space. Even we have future expansion reserve zones in our master plan. As I mentioned, when we open the terminal, we will start second phase, which is east-west runway. We will start third phase, which is second terminal construction and second support facilities construction. This master plan gives us very huge flexibility to adapt ourselves for future needs in a short time periods. But also we will have first time in our airports, we are arranging forwarder warehouses next to the airside warehouses. We will have new facilities, and the connecting road, we will have a tunnel which will pass through the taxiways. There will be a connecting road with 3 lanes, multiple 3 lanes. Everything was planned according to needs.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.